everyone. Thank you for joining me on another Tuesday night. I was trying to wait for my wife to get home from work, but I just checked Life 360 and it doesn't look like she's close. So went ahead and go live. I don't know when she's going to be home, especially with the traffic and holiday shopping and everything going on. Might be a little bit late getting here tonight. So she won't be happy when she comes in, but it is what it is. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I went out in the front yard on a Tuesday. That was something new I haven't done before. And it wasn't a Saturday, that was for sure, or a Sunday. But with that being said, $150 is, exactly $150 today. So not terrible for, just setting up in the front yard from about noon to 4 hours. Definitely not the, what I did on Sunday or Saturday, but better than I would have gotten had I just probably sat in the front yard and not done, or, sat at my computer all day and not done anything. Hey, Keith and Randy and James and Tar Heel Beekeeper Randy and Grayson. Good to see everyone. 11 people here. Please smash the thumbs up button as you come rolling in. And we'll try to figure out what to talk about on this winter. It's since beekeeping is so regional, it is very interesting, especially this time of year for me, because I am very close to having to start working bees again, right? Today, bees were out and flying. They were attacking the honey table today, and stuff like that. And having looked back at some photos that I had from 2 years ago, February would be 2 years since I went to Manitoba. And I took some photos on the 3rd of February, and I had slabs of brood in February. So I'm not far. I'm a little over, month and a half away from really getting into it. Starting 5 days from now is winter solstice, where the days start getting longer again and things start picking up from that aspect. So hopefully everybody's bees are good to go, and you can look at that as a good sign, because when we start down here, it won't be long after that it starts moving up the United States and other places in the in North America, at least, where you're starting to head closer and closer to your time of being able to get in the bees and do what you need to do. And hopefully, we're pleasantly surprised and have taken care of our bees well last year, to where coming into the spring, we minimized the losses and can move forward that way. Let's see. That's right. Beeconomics for sure. Beeconomics. So I understand. There's not much to talk about in the way of actually working bees and doing things. I would, I'll tell you what, this time of year, it seems like the first 6 months of the year, we talk about, we can break it into 3 month cycles, right? The first 3 months, we talk about getting our bees ready for honey. The second 3 months, we talk about the honey production and how it's going. The third 3 months, we talk about, hey, Nobby tickets are available, and are you going to Nobby? The fourth 3 months, we talk about Nobby's here next month, So it's like 6 months of the year is Nobby, 6 months of the year is beekeeping and mite treatment. So we, it was not a bad sales day, guys, for my front yard. $150 wasn't bad, but it's kind of I tell you what, things have been happening, and I count them as a blessing, right? So one lady stopped and she was talking to me, and she's in like I don't want to call it horticulture clubs. Well, you know what? I waited for my wife to get home so I could help her, and I went live. And I'm looking at this phone, and this phone says she's very clearly still at work, and she just walked down the hallway. So I don't know what that's about. Hopefully she didn't leave her phone at work. But it was a good sales day. But this older lady that stopped and bought some honey from me, she's a member of like horticulture club, and she has a friend that was a beekeeper or was trying to beekeep, and he had a bunch of stuff. Well, he ended up passing away, and now he's got a bunch of beekeeping equipment that his family has, and I think they're just trying to get rid of it. Like the way I understood it was, hey, just come and get it type of thing. So hopefully I gave her my information. She's going to pass it on. Hopefully they call me and I can go get that equipment from them. And I guess I did say I did $150 in sales, but I actually did a little bit more because somebody ordered from, and this is where I don't know what to do, right? They ordered online, but they live, it's closer for me to get to their house than it is to go to the post office. So I guess tomorrow morning, I'll throw this in some packaging, and I will just deliver it to their house. It's actually in between here and my out yard. So we'll probably do that and try to get that going. So in case you didn't notice, up in the corner up there, there should be a link in the chat if anybody wants to join tonight. I know Brad said he's got something to do like right at 7. I don't know how long that's going to take him, but I'm sure he's going to be coming. Hey, Larry and Jan, good to see you. And so there's always this time of year is kind of a weird chat situation as far as beekeeping, because there's just not a lot beekeeping wise to talk about, right? Saturday I was out and I kind of been following Hope Sadler, who's north of me. He was out, he said he was going out Saturday and putting pollen sub on his colonies, and I was out there selling honey, and it was a little bit slow, so I grabbed some pollen patties and I went through my colonies here and put pollen sub on them. And, you know, they were out flying, and today they're out flying. So just to make sure they've got what they need, and hopefully it's warm enough for them going forward that they can start brooding up and start building that that nest. I also received a text message today, which I don't know who they are, but where was it? It showed up as "Save the Bees" on my phone from Sacramento, California. So I don't know who it was or anything. And when they didn't get me by phone number, they sent me a text message that said, "Hey, do you have any honey by the barrel for sale or bees for almond pollination?" So I had to say no and no to those. And then I asked how many colonies they were looking for, and they never responded back to that text. Who knows? I might have coordinated something. If they said, "Hey, I need 100 colonies," we could have made that happen. You know what I mean? We could have made that happen between this chat. Got enough people that were wanting to send bees to pollination. I have no idea of how much that would have paid or anything with that, but that was kind of the idea, that if they needed some, we might have could have rounded up. Might have could have. That's a Southern thing, I guess. We might have could have rounded that up for you and got that out there. But other than that, not a whole heck of a lot going. Just looking for a couple things. Honey, obviously, and honey is a big one that I need to source some or find some, because at this rate I won't have enough to make it to next harvest. I mean, I've got some bees out there that have some weight on them from this weekend, but I wasn't prepared to pull that off of them just yet. Now, maybe in the spring there'll be some that I can pull. I don't know. Just depends how the weather goes and how they go through their stores and if they've got any left. But even with that, I would probably prefer to use that for a feeding a split or putting one in a split, to make sure they had some feed to go with them. But at any rate, guys, the link is right up in the corner. Come on and join, because you know my rule. If nobody joins, it will be a short chat. Not that I want a short chat, but that's the option here. And sometimes on Tuesday night, I know Brad and those guys, they have clubs and stuff going on. And you can definitely feel free to hop on in. And first 6 people get in, and after that, it's a waiting list, because the StreamYard won't let me have anybody in after that point. They wanted a donation to buy flower seed for bees in California. Okay, so maybe it is just a fundraising thing. They didn't ask me about that. They asked me for honey by the barrel and bees for pollination. And they were out of California. So how they got my number, no idea. Google probably. And we'll just chalk that up as an L then. There's Doug. I just see where it says, I have to decode these when it says at DGL1948, and I got to figure out who that is. And then someone else figured it out for me. Highland Honey did. It's a Bob and Beekeepers. That's right. DC's running late. Usually he's like one of the first people in. Well, good to see you, Health and Wealth 2024. Good to see you popping in. Normally, there's people that join me and come chat with me. And right now, we are waiting to see when somebody clicks the link to come talk bees and hopefully take it a different direction from where I take it, because I'll be all over the place. And Randy, have you sold Tar Heel Beekeeper? Have you sold out of your honey yet? I had to run to a friend's and back. I gotcha. I understand that for sure. Maybe one day you'll click that little button and join me in the chat, DC. Be neat to see you on here and chat with you. But yeah, so all things considered, I can't complain about the honey sales. No reason to, right? It is what it is, but it's been pretty good. And the good thing is, I've got enough products currently. Could I have more? Absolutely could have more, but I've got enough products at my table there that typically people don't leave with just a jar of honey. They will. I mean, obviously it happens, but it is one of those things where the more different items, and for me, I don't have a lot of different items, but I've got barbecue sauce, I've got the board butter, and I've got some candles. But for me, it's the creamed honey that kind of sets me a little bit different than probably other beekeepers. My cat just came in. You could probably hear around the area. So for me, the way I look at it is everybody that comes here to buy honey, they already want runny honey. They're leaving with runny honey either way. But the fact that you can get a little bit of extra, sales, whether it's a 1 jar of creamed honey or a barbecue sauce or something like that, it definitely helps. Definitely helps. So you're getting some what type of mini maiden nukes are you buying there, Roy? Give me 1 second. I need to kick this cat out of here because it's going to drive me crazy. All right, you got to go. I got to close the door. And apologize about that. Normally there's people in here, so we can when I get up, it's not as obvious, but 3 or 4 gallons left. Yeah, I think I'm currently probably 20 gallons ish. I don't know exactly because it's in the bottling tank, right? Maybe that would be something to do, is like somehow, I don't know how to do it, mark the tank to say, okay, I got this much honey, with the yardstick and fill it up. Okay, that's a gallon, that's 2 gallons, that's 3 gallons. I don't know of a good way to do that without putting something in the honey or something like that, but it would be nice if they did that from the inside view out. Hey, look who we got here, guys. We got DGL 1948 visiting us today. Hey, Doug.
Bob,
you doing all right?
you look lonesome.
And we got Roy in here. Yeah, it's hey, Roy.
Hello. You
guys staying warm up there?
No.
Not at all.
Yes and no.
It doesn't have to be that cold to make me miserable and ornery. No, it's going to be in the 30s tomorrow, and all 15 or 20 inches of snow we had settled should be going away. We're getting some rain.
You said 20 inches of snow?
Yeah, the bottom box, my bear fence is set at like 9-15 and like 23 or something like that, so I could tell the settled snow from there.
Doug, how much snow do you guys got up there?
Well, it's just about gone.
Oh, really?
The other night we were 32 below. Last night we were +5 all night. Snow just about disappeared.
Tonight, and then the ground freezes right back up solid, right?
Well, the ground is still frozen. But tomorrow they're forecasting up to 40 centimeters and 80-kilometer winds, full-scale blizzard here tomorrow.
Holy moly. I sent Ian a screenshot the other day. Let me see if I can. I don't want to lie to you about what it said. Hold on. It said it was a photo from the weather here. And we had a 3-degree and -6 C, right? I'm talking C here. So, and I had the whole week, and I circled that one day, and I put winter for the one day. And, then today it was 13. Tomorrow it's going to be 16. And it just kind of creeps back up from that point. I said, whoo, I sure am glad I survived our one day of winter. I won't have to see that again until next year, right?
Yeah.
But
the kid sent me a picture. I was out snowshoeing, and I went by his game camera. I got so many clothes on, I look like Abominable Snowman coming through. Added about 100 extra pounds on me.
Yeah, I actually enjoy the snow, but I enjoy the snow personally because it's a novelty. I don't get to see it all the time, right? And it kind of takes me back to when I was a kid where I saw it every year. But yeah, down here, if I get a half an inch every decade, I would be surprised. Some years it might go back to back, but then it'll stretch for like a long time before we see it again. And half an inch, they're closing everything down.
I've had 59 years of all snow.
if
I'd like to have just one winter where it's nothing.
if they say it's going to freeze tomorrow, they will close the schools down because they don't want the school buses out on the road here at all. I mean, we have nothing. We got nothing for anything on the roads, no salt, nothing like that. So they just close it down, but it's it's been a kind of a weird for me. This time of year is the weirdest for doing these live streams for me because the majority of the people that are in the chat are north of me, right? So when I'm saying, okay, well, beginning of February, I need to make sure these girls are ready to go and ready to split in a couple weeks, people looking at me like I'm crazy. But I've got photos. Let me see. I actually could I'll pull up a photo. And I might be able to show them both here. This photo was taken February 3rd, 2023, right before I came up to Manitoba. In my colonies, right? Nope, not that one. This one and this one. Where they were starting to brood up in January. And then I came up to Canada and I came back and it was time to do splits, right? That's kind of what we deal with down here. So it is a little bit different from the aspect of, being all bundled up and bundled away for the year. And it makes it a little bit, I think one of my biggest, I think I can call it a pet peeve because it's only something that bugs me, right? It don't bug everybody. But when I watch YouTube videos and I'm looking at something, I have to then find out, well, where is that YouTuber located? For a long time, what I was doing is when I first started, I would watch like a Cayman Reynolds video and he's like, oh, okay, this video, he's doing this. So I need to go out and do this because he's doing it. So it's time for me to do it. Right. But the fact is that he's north of me. So I should have done it a long time ago. Right. So I'm actually doing it late now. So that's something that's kind of like, you really got to pay attention to the YouTube video to figure out when people are doing things to apply it to your.
Don't follow our timeline.
Hold on one second, guys.
Bob's getting yelled at for not bringing in groceries.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it was, too. You guys are spot on that one. I thought you were going to come help me. Well, I was, but as far as I'm concerned, your phone still says you're at work. And I waited as long as I could. Matter of fact, I'll show it again. Oh, now she's at home. Now it updated to her at home. But when I was sitting here looking at this the whole time to kind of figure out where she was to go live, it showed her at work. So I went ahead and went live because that's 25 minutes away, right?
Well, we never saw that when you put it on the screen showing she was still at work. So
yeah, I mean, it's what can you do? So you're getting some mini mating nukes. Which ones are you getting? The little styrofoam ones, or?
I was looking at the price of them, and I sent Brad a message and see if he had any videos he had back where he was using them. I've never really played around with them, but I think they'll fit me. But he sent me some building instructions for some mating nukes he builds, and the styrofoams. I mean, they're just $38 for a little piece of styrofoam. Probably.
You can buy those things on like AliExpress for like $6-7 a piece. The little styrofoam ones.
The little styrofoam ones.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you pop in there, Corey. Hey, Corey.
Hey guys, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Just fighting off this winter I've got going on down here.
Oh yeah, well I thought I'd stop in for a few minutes there and wish you guys and your audience there a Merry Christmas, since that's coming up on us so fast.
Well, we appreciate it.
You as well.
Yeah.
The so what's been going on in the world of Corey down there? Up there, rather.
Yeah, well, we're snowed under up here. It's been cold here since the beginning of November, and it hasn't really let up. We got a couple of days where we're supposed to get above zero, and then right back down down to frigid temperatures. So not a lot. I've actually been taking it easy the last few weeks there. I haven't really started any wood projects or anything like that. So it's just gonna get through Christmas and figure things out from there, and then I'll start getting back into the bee yard. Hey, Brad.
Right.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas
everybody.
to you too, Brad.
Merry
Go,
Christmas.
Brad.
Oh my God. Is everybody ready for Christmas?
It's coming whether I'm ready or not.
Yeah, ready or not, here it comes.
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, I'm never really ready for it at this point. I'm just trying to psych myself up for the bees, right? Of this group, I am definitely the first one that'll be working bees, right? So it's going to be here really quickly for me. I mean, I'm talking 6 weeks, right? 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm in, and that'll go by really quickly for me. So I'm trying to stay on task, which is hard for me to do a lot. I can do like day projects. I can be like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do frames. If I don't get my frames done tomorrow, then chances of it being done are probably pretty low at that point, you know. And so just staying focused on that. I'm trying to, Brad peer pressured me into go sell honey, right? So I was like, yeah, I don't know if it'll be worth it to go out during the week. Everybody's working. It's not going to be, to go sit in my front yard and sell honey. Probably not going to be anything, just wasting my time. Well, $150, right? So was it worth 4 hours, 3.5 hours? Yeah, $50 an hour. I would go do just about any job for $50.
You betcha. You
So-
betcha.
So it ended up being pretty good. And, even with that, I came back in. I took my old man nap as normal. And then I had an order for some honey. And it's closer for me just to drive this honey to the person's house than it is for me to drive it to the post office to have them deliver it. So I think I'm just going to put it in a box and take it down there and put it in their mailbox and be like, thank you. And call it a day on that,
My wife's chicken the new one started laying. So we've got eggs all over the place. If you come to my house, you can buy a quart of honey and get all the eggs you can carry, I think. So,
Laying in the wintertime.
yeah. The new ones, they just started up.
Oh, they haven't gotten the full idea of what they're supposed to do yet and just start
And
dropping eggs.
They're throwing them everywhere. I can't eat any more eggs.
I used to have some ducks, and those ducks, I loved having them walking around the yard. And every time you'd come out, 3 of them would come up quacking at you. And then you'd be walking through the yard and you just see it was like Easter every day. You just see an egg laying over in the bush over here and one over there. And so it was pretty interesting.
Well, we had one chicken that came from the neighbor's house. I found it roosting in the maple tree. Then it would come over, and we called her Mooch. She'd come over for breakfast in the morning, stay all day. Then she'd go back to that maple tree, fly up and get into the top, roost for the night. And as soon as it got cold, she said, I like your chicken coop. I think I'm going to stick around for the winter. So,
Yeah, Highland Honey says theirs have started laying again too. After they
How's your
got finished molting.
How's your honey holding out, Bob?
Very. Hey, I'll tell you where I'm at with my honey is I'm basically allowing whatever size it is to run or sell all the way out before I go bottle more, so I know what bottles to put it in, right? I don't want to put it in a 3-pounder if I'm only selling 1-pounders. So I'm kind of last minute decision waiting on that. But right now I've probably got 20 pounds, maybe. No, 20 gallons, I'll say.
I
And that's
I've
between
battled
my
that.
creamer.
I've battled that same thing, Bob. And just a tip: the way I approach that is, if I'm going to not get it right, I'll err on the smaller size, so that if they want, a kilogram and I don't have it, then I give them 2.5 kgs. Just eat the cost.
Right.
Then you've got the flexibility.
So yeah, that's I didn't finish my story about the lady with the at the botanical garden thing. Well, she's in some kind of botanical club, right, where they grow flowers and all kinds of stuff. So she actually was interested in having me come down there, or have people from their club come here in the spring and learn about the bees and stuff like that. So never know what's going to pop up. It's odd. I've been struggling. I mean, I've been pretty obviously talking about it on the channel, that we've been going through some stuff. So it just amazes me how it seems like every time I go out there, another opportunity kind of just pops up, right? It's just kind of random. It doesn't happen all the time, but or maybe I just don't notice it all the time. But right now, when I feel like I need a little hand up, that all of a sudden, oh, well, this person's got, I've been complaining about being able to buy equipment and frames and stuff like that for what, a month, maybe now. All of a sudden, this old guy that used to keep bees passed away, and they're trying to get rid of his equipment, which I would have never found had I not been sitting out in my front yard on a Tuesday, which I've never done ever before, because Brad kicked me in the ass and said, man, you're not going to sell anything if you don't go out there. Right. So it's just funny how that just kind of works like that. And
networking, my friend.
And hopefully, it all
It's
works
not,
out.
they always say, well, it's not what you know, it's who you know, but it's not that either. It's who knows you.
Right.
It's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Yep, that's for sure. So it's been interesting few days, and guess what? The weather's nice tomorrow. I'll be right back out there tomorrow. What else am I gonna do? Sit here and stay on the computer?
Well, you could sit in your office and not sell honey.
Yeah, where it's nice and warm.
That's a choice, right?
Where it's nice and warm.
Well, I'm just saying, it's always a choice.
Do you have a rush hour traffic there at all?
Yeah, we do, but the problem is when the rush hour traffic hits, it's starting to get dark outside, right? This time of year. So a few weeks, no problem.
LED lighting.
LED lighting, yeah. That's what I should do, is just light up the place and put some Christmas lights on, some Christmas music, and blast it and have people stop. But I can't complain. I mean, I had $150 on a Tuesday. I'll take it. I'll take that every day. If I went out there $150 every day, 7 days a week, that's $1,000 a week.
Some days it'd be zero, and some days it'd be 300.
Yep. So it was. Right. I kept messaging Brad. I wonder if I can get to 200 today.
Yeah, you were stoked. You got the 100, and you were stoked. And I said, "Keep going, man."
Yeah, it was pretty interesting day. I mean, it was like nothing. And I was setting up, and a girl stopped. She says, "I got to run an errand, but I'll be back." And she did. She came back, but right after she left, a little while later. And this is, for me, what's helping me. And I can't say that it's something that just happened this year. It's been building up what I'm selling on my table over that period of time. The creamed honeys and the barbecue sauce and the board butter and the candles and, whatever. And just the way I look at it, if you only have runny honey on your table, you already know they're coming for that. If you ever look at my table, like when I'm doing a live or something, the smallest area on my table is runny honey, just regular runny honey. The rest of the table is everything else they can buy that makes me more money, right? The creamed
The rest
honey.
of the table is all of the candy bars and stuff at the checkouts.
Yes,
It's all the impulse purchases.
absolutely. And my runny honey is off to the right. Right in front of you is creamed honey and barbecue sauce. Why? Because that's where I make more money per pound. So just not that I'm trying to do a cash grab.
But you know, being out there on a Tuesday, you're probably catching people you wouldn't catch on a weekend. So
Yeah, they all say the same thing. Well, I've been by here and I just never catch you out here. And,
Yep.
It's like, well, you caught me today. Good luck,
And you're building a clientele now then.
Yeah, so it's, and there's nothing wrong with selling just runny honey. Keith, you make a ton of honey from what I've seen in your videos and stuff. And, I can't disparage anybody that that makes a lot of honey, but you also go to these markets and you blow out your honey really quick.
Yeah, it's a totally viable model. It's just a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Effort goes in a little different. I don't sell a lot of the value added stuff either, but because that's extra time and effort for me to put that together, and there's no way I have time for that in the summer, winter I do, but. So I just put the extra effort into selling just the creamed and liquid honey.
Yeah, and for me, it's always been about making the most amount of money I can on the little amount of honey I produce. Right?
Yeah, it's a different model. Yeah.
If I made 1,000 pounds and sold it all at my runny honey price, I'd make $10,000. Right?
Look at Robert making it rain here. That's awesome.
Thanks, Robert. I appreciate you, buddy. You know how I do. Pop it up there. Thanks, Robert. If in fact I sell half creamed honey and half runny honey, I've made my $10,000, but I made it with honey to spare. I still have extra honey, right? So that's just kind of the model that I've chosen. And I enjoy it, right? I think it's cool when someone comes up and they're like, well, what do you have? And it takes me a minute to go through all the different items as compared to, well, I've got honey and I've got honey in this size and honey in this size and honey in this kind of jar and that kind of jar. It's just what I like to do. But it works really well for me. And thank you. Look at that. Dinner. I'll sit here. I'm not going to shove my.
I fed you for not hauling groceries in.
Yeah, I don't know if it might have I might have to watch it. It might have some X-Lax melted in there or something, and I might a little payback for not carrying in the groceries.
Well, no one works. So thanks, Brett, for sending over that mini mating dude plans.
Hey, no problem.
Look at that. We were just talking about it. I looked at the price of mini mating newts. It's like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
These little guys are so nice too, and I suggest build them in multiples of 4 because then you can set them because they're exactly a quarter of a 10-frame box.
Okay.
So when you build them, then you have all your frames as foundation. You can set them as a quad on top of your brood chamber, your honey supers or something, and then they'll draw those frames up. It just goes on just like a normal honey super.
How you feed them when you start them?
I haven't really used them much, so I'm no expert.
Oh, okay.
I just put syrup in mine.
And my season is very different than yours, so I don't really have time to get them stocked and fed and drawn and then go into production. Typically in my season, because it's so short, I have to draw the frames year 1, and then year 2 I can use them to get them stocked and into production. It's hard to go from foundation to production in one year with those.
Starting to get more people that are asking about queens, and if I'd had more nukes, I could have sold more last year, but I took a hell of a hit last winter, and it set me way back.
And you can winter those too, especially if you take those two and you make a double out of those little minis. Those winter just fine.
Well,
So
I've wondered.
you can winter queens that way.
I wondered I didn't have any. I've only got one build up, but I wondered the 4/4s, and I didn't make as many this year as I did in the past, but I wondered them over beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
8 combs in there. It just shocked me when I see them.
A note about the frames. I did. I sent you a message saying I don't have any diagrams on frames. You just have to figure it out. But what I do differently for the frames is the end bars are 1.25 wide, not 1 3/8. So
Okay.
that still gives you plenty of space, but it gives you more management room in that small box.
Give me something to do this winter, because that's the
Yeah.
only project I got going.
I've still got to build frames. I built all those, like 66 of them last winter, and they're still wrapped up on a skid. I have to build frames for them.
I just when I do that, I just use 2-frame. I got little 2-frame mating nukes. I've been using them for 3 years probably, but the jury's still out for me if I like them or not. I haven't figured it. I've had good success last year, and then in years past, I've had not so good success. So I think it was more of my timing on it than it was the actual process with it.
They're fussy. They're fussy. They could be awesome, but they're fussy. Those little 4-frame deeps that I use, they're so easy. You just pull a frame of brooding bees, stick it in there, fill it up with 3 other frames, mating nuke. But then it takes a lot more away from the hives.
Now, I guess one of the trials, you said you had to set the box on there and basically let them fill it up like a honey super the first year.
That's
because you have no comb, right?
Yeah.
And then you can use it as in production next year. So, yeah, I was about to say, how do you pull up a frame and entice them to go into that box to make it?
You can also shake bees and put them in, feed them, and they'll dry them out. But
yeah, but again,
you got to put a fair amount of bees
in. Getting them actually to draw that frame in enough time that then I can stock it and get it into production with queen cell. I just found that was just too tight to be able to do that. I mean, you can do it, and I did. It just didn't work as well as I'd like it to. Drawing the frames first year and then sticking them in production the second year is perfect.
If you get a swarm, use those bees. They'll build it out really fast.
Yeah. But then again, that's probably too late in the season even to then put it into production with queen cells. At least maybe one round.
Corey, you used that this year, didn't you? The Brad's 4-way nuke system.
I used I used his 3-way, the 3 on the pallet, the 6-frame boxes. I used them. Yeah, but I do have the mini nukes as well that I've used in the past. I didn't use it in the last couple of years, those mini nukes, because I actually just introduced the cell directly into the where I want to requeen. But I don't know. I'm thinking I'm not getting a good success record from those queens coming back mated. So I think the mini nukes is the best thing, and then introduce the cage queen later.
Were you just going through and indiscriminately putting cells in? Or did you?
No. I identify certain queens that I want to have killed off, or I want to requeen just of old age, or they're starting to fail, or whatnot have you. But then I'll kill that queen off, and I'll drop a cell in it. And I'm finding in production colonies, whenever you do that, your success record seems to be a little bit lower than what you would in a nuke system. Even with the mini nuke, so like you just grab the queen and you introduce a queen at a later date with a few helpers, like I find that's a better success record than just dropping a cell in. Like I guess it's a little bit, you have your own cell, you know what the genetics of that queen is. It's a little bit better than, let's say, a dirty split or anything like that. But I do find the cage queen is a little bit better system for requeening purposes. That's the only reason really why I keep the mini nukes, and why I would use them is for requeening. And I may actually introduce them back again this summer, because now I'm starting to look at what Ian does and what Phil Veal does too, with the late split nukes there, where they just do
The bulk bees.
no brood or anything like that. So I'm thinking I'll just raise my own queens and maybe introduce them in. At least that's what in theory, that's what I'd like to do. We'll see if I have the time or not.
That's always the thing. This time of year, I've got grandiose plans, right?
Yeah.
Until it comes to time, and it's like, I don't have time to do all that. Let's just do
On
this.
paper, it always looks beautiful, eh?
Right. For sure. So
Remember what I said about theory and practice? Remember what I said about theory and practice? In theory, there's no difference between theory and practice. In practice, there is.
Right. That's true. That is
true.
absolutely true.
It is true. Like it's harder to buy queens out here anyway. There are a few that will still sell them, but you're talking first week of August whenever you're doing these bulk splits. So if you're able to find the queens, well, great. But you may be forced to have to raise your own, and that's where those mini nukes would come in perfect for.
Let's see. Trying to look at the chat there.
Yeah, I've always looked at minis more as a way to increase production in queens for things like sales or higher nuke production or something. Just for splits and increase and whatnot, you can usually get the nukes you need right off the hives that you're splitting. Like, for example, what Ian does, it's not dissimilar to what I was doing either. Just to make increase. I'm not selling queens, I'm not selling nukes, I'm just making increase. So the nuke that I create is the mating nuke, and then you just let it fill out over the summer. Whereas if you're selling queens, then you want to rotate that mini over and over, and you don't want to tie up resources in that.
Yeah, it's just another layer of work that you got to do. But like all your nukes should be done and requeened by the end of June. So that gives you the month of July to maybe do one more flip over where it gives the queen 3 weeks. So, but that also always coincides with the honey flow out here. So it's the time, to make sure you have the time management and that you're able to get it done. We'll see how it falls into place. That's where Ian has where you have advantage. Whenever you got an easy loader, you can just go into a field and you can pick up and drop boxes. But if you're hand bombing everything, it's a different ball game, then it takes a lot more time.
And when you're eating, got 5 people out there helping you.
Yeah.
With the boxes. Makes it a little bit different too, right?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I don't have anywhere near the number that Ian and those guys have. I only keep 200-300 colonies. I don't. I have no intentions of going up to 15, 16, or whatever 2,000 colonies.
Well, how much honey did you say you made this last season?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
I did pretty good there. I think I got close to 45 barrels. So I did all right.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. 45 barrels. No, 50-gallon barrels? 55-gallon barrels? Or
45 or 55. It's the standard size that everybody sells in. So I would assume they're 45-gallon barrels.
45 Canadian, 55 US.
Canadian.
Yeah.
That's
the same barrel. 208 liters.
Same barrel though.
Don't ask me kilograms.
Yeah.
150 pounds.
Yeah. I didn't really tally up what the total weight of it all was, but
That's
I'm
close.
sure it
That's
was.
closing in at 30,000 pounds.
Yeah, it was closing in close to that, you know.
Yeah.
So it was, and which was really was better than what I expected because we ended up with quite the drought at the end of the year here.
Well, 30
Uh,
colonies, you know, or 300 colonies, I should say. That's still only 100 pounds apiece, right?
But yeah, that's well, I don't really count my nukes for
Yeah. How many
as
production
honey
colonies was that?
productions. They didn't really give me any honey
How
at
many?
all.
How many producers?
Let's say on average about 200.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's only 140,
150
150
pounds.
pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is, you know, depending on your forage, it's a pretty good yield for bee, but
Yeah,
for Ian,
it
that's
is.
crop failure.
Yeah,
If
well,
I made that much, that would be a rock star down here.
well, our goldenrod, well, it just got dried out, is what had happened. We just didn't get the rain this year for us.
30,000 pounds.
Ugh.
At that rate, I would need
A couple more creamers.
300 times the bees that I've got. 300 times. So I'd need
Not
about
300 colonies, 300
make
times as many colonies.
300 times as many colonies. Yeah. So that's yeah. I would love to make that much honey.
Well, guys, I'm gonna hop out so somebody else can jump in. Now that Bob's got company.
Yeah, now that I'm not
Right.
lonely and I can eat one bite of dinner at a time.
Roy, whereabouts are you located?
Michigan.
Yeah, I'm in northern lower Michigan.
So the plans you sent them, Brad, are they do they fit your Canadian boxes? Because your boxes are a
Well,
little bigger than ours.
yeah, I actually hadn't considered that. It's only an
Yeah.
eighth of an inch either way, and it's
No, but
bigger on
you
the out, and it's bigger on the outside. So
and Motherlode does sell an in-hive feeder for them, but as far as I know, they only had mediums. I ordered 100 and
oh yeah.
something and
Oh,
realized
Well,
they
Motherlode?
were
that
mediums.
those dimensions, Roy, I sent, those are mediums.
Well, they have them for mediums.
Yeah, I'll take a look at them and that'll give me some good
Medium.
ideas to putter
Mediums seem
around
to
with
be
for a while.
good. And when you make those frames, you can choose to either you can fill the frame with foundation and get 2 frames per sheet, or you can cut it in thirds and leave a little gap. I see no problem with the gap in the time that I've done it.
Brad,
just
you know what
Being
I
the
do?
gap.
cut it
I cut them.
thirds.
I cut them
Well,
tight, and then I have a little piece left over.
yeah,
And after I get 3 pieces, I put all 3 in one,
yeah, you
and
can
they
do
fill
that.
them up fine.
What I
Also,
say is, you know, the frame is maybe this long, but when you cut your foundation in thirds, it's this long. So there's a, I don't know, 3/4 inch gap, maybe an inch on
Oh,
each side.
okay.
It doesn't fill out right to the end bars.
All right, I
And
see what you mean now.
and I've had those drawn and they just draw it right out anyway. It doesn't seem to matter. So you
I
can
set up.
choose what you want to do, or you do what Mike says. You know, get 2 sheets full size, and then you use the strips to fill up an oddball.
That's all good info and I appreciate it. And once again, you guys have a Merry Christmas. If I don't see you on the next chat.
All right, Roy.
Thanks.
You
Merry
did.
Christmas, Troy.
You too, Roy.
Have a good one.
Yeah, to
I've done
answer
it both ways,
DC's
Brad.
question there, I'm right down on the St. Lawrence River. I'm right on the Ontario, Quebec, and New York border, right on the St. Lawrence River, pretty well, in eastern Ontario.
How far are you from Alex? Did we ever figure that out?
Oh, only about an hour and a half.
Not far.
No, not far at all. He's just in. I think
You
is
should
it
go buy his
LaSalle?
food.
Is it LaSalle he's in?
It's north of Montreal, wherever that is.
He's just a little bit north, eh? Yeah, at the
Yeah.
most an hour and a half, I would think, for
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
Let me mute this. The I wonder. I haven't talked to Alex in a while. I wonder how he's doing as far as he's tried anything as far as moving his honey at all. He doesn't make as much as you do, obviously, Corey, but he sells. You damn near have to go knock on his door to get the honey, right?
Okay.
You might have to break in his house to get the honey.
Everybody's got their, the comfort level and how they want to run their business model. I hope he discovers just the sweet spot for his business.
Right.
He's just got to try whatever he can try until something just falls into place for him.
He's got all the production he can handle, really, right now.
Production. Yeah. It's not a matter of knowing how to do the right thing. It's a matter of doing something. And if that doesn't work, then you do something else.
Yeah.
That's really as complicated as it is.
Did you take in quite a bit of honey?
Pretty good little crop. 30 colonies or so.
I can still produce quite a bit for him. You must get a few barrels out of that.
Yeah, the problem is that he's in I think he said, is he on a second story apartment or something? He's in an apartment, so
yeah.
It's his extra bedroom is what houses
his honey house.
His honey house, yeah. So it's one of those things to where he works a daytime job at home, so he doesn't really have to leave the house, like most people have to go to a job and stuff like that. So his getting out of the house is going to the bee yard. So when he gets home, it extracts the honey out. Well, now it just kind of builds up, and if he doesn't get rid of it, he runs out of space in his home for the honey, right? So we've been trying to help him figure out how to get rid of it.
And I'll bet you that bedroom wasn't structured to be a honey warehouse either.
So, Alex moves out, and they'll be like, "Why is this floor sagging?" 5 years with 30,000 pounds of honey on it.
What are all these ring marks in the carpet?
Yeah. Well, that's the honey pearls.
Well, he's not interested in selling bulk, like it's his model to sell by market.
I think he'd sell bulk for the right price.
For the right price, yeah. Well, it can be tough to find that around here.
If you're interested in it, give him a call.
Oh God, no! I sell bulk. No. I have no interest in getting in doing the farm gate thing or any kind of farmers markets or that. That's not for me. When my winter comes around, I want to be off for the winter. That's my time to rest a little bit.
Well, last year he had some deal where he was selling it to a brewery. Was it a brewery or a winery or something? So he sold a good portion of it to them. But he said, well, they really haven't ordered anything this year or asked for anything. I'd be right back on the phone.
Either.
Yeah, that's it. I would have been right on the phone. Hey, I've got this much honey this year. You can have it all for this one low price. And in his situation, that's what I would have done. But that's me. That's,
Yeah. I would do the same thing. It's very seldom that I have honey left after our Thanksgiving, which is in the early October. I'm usually sold out by then.
Now you're not in the co-op, right? You're not part of.
Nope. I usually sell it to either brokers or most of my sales go to other beekeepers. To be honest with you, like the majority, there's a lot that are running a little bit low or something like that, and they buy a couple barrels off of me or something or another, and then they sell the honey. So there's quite a few people who. That's usually where majority of my sales go to. That's
a good model, though. I mean, but that just speaks to what you want, what your plan is, right? What your model is, and this is what I want, and this is how I'm going to do it, and that's good. That's another thing that my plans always seem to change. And I don't have brokers and stuff like that that are willing to buy my honey. I've got plenty of people that ask, do I sell it in a 5-gallon pail? But they go online and see a 5-gallon pail for a couple $100, and that's what they expect you to sell it at, right? And I don't make enough to cut my price that much to.
I've had that too, and as you know, tempting as it is to strike a guy a deal, I'm going to sell that honey for to the cut straight to customer for that money anyway. There's no way that honey is not going to sell. So it really makes no sense in selling it for less, regardless of what container it's in.
Right. Well, I can't afford, in my plan, I can't afford to sell it that way.
And that's same as me. Like some years I make more honey than others. This year was kind of low. So I'm not looking to burn through a bunch of honey. I'm looking to stretch it out.
Keep everybody happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want the shelves.
We will discount honey, but if we don't, it's going to go to the co-op at $1.21 a pound. Well, we're better off if you want to take, 50 pounds, sure, I'll give you a bit of a deal, but.
Is that what it's going for out west at $1.21? That's it for bulk
production, though. You're not making any money on that.
Our initial price was $1.21 a pound. There'll be a final price on that, but it's usually just not a whole lot more. It'll be maybe 25-30 cents more.
So what's driving the market so low out there?
The honey co-op.
Yeah, I know, but what's driving that to be so low? Like, are we getting that much like there has to be abundance of honey for people to only pay $1.21?
I don't know. The honey co-op to me has never really been a great friend at all. It's a place to get rid of your extra honey.
Yep.
That's funny. Because even the brokers out here are paying more than that. It's closer to $3 a pound out here for it could be anywhere from $2.50 to $3.25 out here.
Wow, that's solid pricing.
Yeah.
And that's just selling directly to the broker.
Yeah. If I get that in a barrel, I would be retailing it all.
Yeah, and that's with a barrel replacement too, usually. So I don't know if it's a case that I just got lucky then over the bid. In that case, I'm going to touch wood as I speak, but it's out here we can still get $3 a pound yet.
Yeah, see that $1.21 a pound. That's not altogether profit either, because we have to send the semi in. We got to pay freight on the semi going in. We'll get about 50% back on the freight, but we're still paying freight on that going in there too.
Yeah, that makes it that's what puts beekeepers out of business, that.
Well, that's why your beekeepers out here, you have to get really big, because you're only making, a few cents on each pound.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow, I guess so.
Like we are cutting back an awful lot on what we ship to them and selling. We retail an awful lot more than what we used to. And we can keep half the bees and probably still make as much money as we did delivering to the co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously then that's whenever the farmers markets or the, going through the retail makes more sense than doing wholesale. That's for sure.
It's more stable too, Corey.
Yeah.
When commodity prices dip, my prices on the shelf and whatnot, they don't change. When commodity prices go up, then I have an opportunity perhaps, but I don't have to raise my prices. So I'm not, when commodity prices take that dip, I'm not the one crying about low honey prices, because they don't change.
When you ship to the co-op, you don't really know what you're going to get in return.
That's
right. There's initial payment, and then that'll be in the fall when they take possession of the honey. And then sometime through the winter, you'll get a bit of a payment, and then you'll probably get another final payment about the following fall. So you don't really know what you're getting for your honey.
like
The,
the
the
co-op
for the
and
uninitiated, it's a marketing co-op. So
Yeah.
what happens is what you're paying them to do is market the honey, and so they have to market that honey, and then for what they can get for it, then they pay you a portion of that. That's why they can't pay you up front, because they don't know how much they're going to be able to sell it for.
And then they have the company store feature too, right? You can call up and say, "Hey, I need a pallet of boxes."
Yep.
Pallet of boxes shows up, and they deduct it from what
Yeah.
they
That's
owe
right.
you.
Yeah.
Right. So that's but you think somewhere big, and I'm not going to drop the name of the co-op because I actually, if I made enough honey, I would probably be the guy that'd be like, yeah, I'll send all this to you right at this point. But it seems like I've gone on Amazon here, and you can find that brand of honey on Amazon, and they're selling it for, well, what I sent you a thing, it was very expensive. Let me see if I can pull up the Amazon and look it up and tell you
It goes
exactly.
both ways, because they'll sell store brand honey. Like, they sell a lot of brands, and they sell store brand honey, and that's cheap. So
Well, a lot of guys up in this part of the world belong to the Sioux Co-op, which is a honey co-op in the States.
Right, Subi.
Yeah. And they're selling there a lot of it. I don't know what they're paying there.
Well, let me tell you what it is on
They
Amazon.
actually pay the Canadians way less than they pay the American producers
Yeah.
at Subi. It's
A
really
2
not fair.
kg creamed honey on Amazon, $49.99 US.
Whew.
Whoa.
A 1 kg, $36.99 US.
We sell 1 kg for $16.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure that they probably have the tariff and the shipping and all that included in it. But typically, I know when I order something from Amazon, if it doesn't say Prime on it, there's usually a shipping charge that's on there. Now, I'm pretty sure I could get around that. If I needed some of that co-op honey, I could probably call, one of my friends up there and say, "Hey, send me some, and I'll send you the money for it," or something. It's not that, but I just thought that it's amazing that in Canada, like you were saying, $1 something a pound, and they're selling it on Amazon to the US for $50 for 4 pounds, $25 a pound. And I guess I should clarify that if it's actually coming from that person or for somebody else, right?
Are they
That's
advertising it as real honey too?
It's a big co-op honey, so you know them better than I do. I don't know. It's just a big co-op.
Well, at $1.21 a pound, it's like, oh my gosh.
Is that the brand that starts with a B and ends with a maid?
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that assessment, sir. They do have a green and kind of like a shaded green label. Yeah,
Black and white
with Ian's
pictures
picture on
around the top.
Is it on there? He might be on there. I don't know.
Yeah, his pictures on some of those.
Not on this one.
But is it them selling or somebody else just buying from them and turning around?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It says the brand is them, but I don't know. I can't see who the...
Over on the right, it should tell you who the seller is.
It just says brand. And let me go back one. Maybe it'll tell me over there.
That's what Wendell Estates is selling for, Doug.
Unpasteurized,
$50.
Canadian number white. It's creamed honey.
Yeah.
It's proudly owned by Canadian beekeepers.
If Wendell's getting $50 a kilogram, They got a big paycheck coming in. They put out a lot of honey, those boys.
Yeah. That's shipped. I bought one just so I could see what the big deal was. Nice
Yeah, I
honey.
can't tell who sells it.
For
Yeah.
canola honey, pretty good. It wasn't stable though. It sat in my shelf in my cupboard for a while, and it just it broke down somehow. It turned mushy.
Well, when it's doing that, are you getting some coarse crystals in it too?
I don't know. I don't eat a lot of honey, so I haven't been in it.
I can't eat honey, but ours can sit on the shelf in the honey house there. Some of it might be close to a year. It never
Yeah.
changes. Eh?
Yeah, if it doesn't get hot, mine sits just fine.
It's being sold by somebody called Caffeine Cam.
Yeah, that's not the manufacturer for sure. Making money on it. That's okay. Godspeed if he can make money.
We sold 20 pallets of honey. I forget how many cases was on a pallet to China just before COVID. But dealing with Canadian Food Inspection Agency, it was a real pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
They had to sample everything. We had everything labeled. Then we had to change the labels because we didn't have French on the label, and just no end.
Going into China.
Yeah, yeah. Pallets had to be engineered wood or killed and dried wood, and
yeah.
But they don't tell you this until after you get everything done, and you can't do that. And,
yeah, that's the thing about CFIA. You ask them how to do it, and they say, "Oh, you just do it," and then they tell you you did it wrong.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
They have a double bag of cheesies, big boy cheesies on here, Brad. $18.99.
Big boy cheesies. What is that?
It's your Hawkins cheesies, but it's
Hawkins?
a big boy bag. Yeah.
Okay. It's got to be Hawkins.
$18.99, $1.28 an ounce from the same guy.
So he's selling snacks and things out of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Hawkins cheesies are in the States at all.
I haven't ever seen them until I was up there.
That guy from down east in Canada, he was trying to figure out how to make a product out of corn that he could feed his cows, and it would store well. And he ended up making cheesies. And then Cheetos ripped them off, and now they're making them.
Here's a question for you guys.
Well, you know what? Let me go grab that jar, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about.
See, this says canola honey never stays liquid, does it? So why would it uncrystallize?
Yeah. But we get a lot of wildflower as well as canola. We get quite a mixture here. Early honey will be dandelion, and we've got lots of chokecherry, lots of Saskatoon flowers. And then we'll get into canola, and then after canola, we'll get into late season flowers again.
So if it's not 100% pure canola, will it separate in the jar, like part of it being crystallized and part of it being liquid?
Well, I don't know. I've never had any trouble making uncreamed honey, and never had it separate.
If I set it on my table at 70 degrees and the sun's shining on it, I can start to get some liquefaction back in some of mine.
I creamed 6,000 pounds last fall.
It's just it interests me so much to hear you guys talk about the different processes, like Corey selling directly to the broker, and then you've sold. I guess that went through a broker too to China, Doug, or they contacted you directly, or
I don't know. I think it was somebody like we have a big farm progress show in Regina every year, and we had a set up in there one year, and we had quite a bit of quite a bit of interest from Chinese buyers come and wanted to buy honey. I don't know whether they're a broker or how they market it. We just took on a contract, did up the load, and when it was sitting in the honey house, our job ended when the truck come. We loaded the truck. They paid the trucking and shipping and everything.
With situations like that, is that something they write you a check? Hey, it's going to be this much, and they stroke you a check, and then you put it on the truck and ship it, or that's so. There's a wide gamut there for being able to sell big quantities of honey, right? I mean, Corey, directly to a broker making $3 a pound ish, right?
Yeah,
And
it bounces around there.
so, and then you got the co-op at $1 something, and then you got direct to customer like Brad retail. So it's really kind of a interesting thing. I don't know many people down here that are doing that. I mean, but I don't know many beekeepers that have 300, 500, 1,500 hives that way. We got Big Mike that has a bunch of hives. I know him. He muted me.
Who did? I didn't.
But it just interests me that the methods of getting rid of, I hate to say getting rid of marketing and selling your honey is much different in Canada than it is down here. The only hoops we really have to jump through if we want to get it into grocery stores, other than the paperwork that you have to do, is, be a commercial kitchen that's been inspected to pack it. But you guys have that too. But I don't know of any brokers down here that are like, hey, let me get your honey and I'll sell it wherever, But that's kind of interesting.
But you have a big market down there, a lot bigger than what ours is, eh?
And you get twice as much money for it.
Yeah.
But if I was making 30,000 pounds like Corey did, I wouldn't be sitting on my front yard selling it. You know what I mean?
$300,000.
I don't know. You might have a bigger front yard and be able
Yeah.
to
If I sold that much, I might have a big front yard. That's true. But
It's I don't know. For me, like this is still, I want to keep this as a semi-retirement job for me. So I don't want it to be a 7-day operation trying to sell my honey. So I just up and gone,
right.
Because if you got to sell even 10,000 pounds, that's a lot of markets that you got to go to just to sell 10,000 pounds.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah, I don't market it. The daughter-in-law does all of that.
Yeah, or if you got family members, taking care of that.
And that's nice, especially in production season.
Oh,
Yeah. If I could get Corey's money, it will all be going in barrels and out the door. I wouldn't be bothering with anything else either.
Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure.
Yeah.
It's easy to put that barrel under the big tank and pull the valve and shut it off and say goodbye to it. That's nice.
Zip tie it up and
nice way
call the
to
guy up, and he comes and picks it up for you, and it's gone. And then they drop the extra barrels off. So I have the barrels already for next year. Yeah. So I do get barrel replacement with that. The only thing I got to pay for is the liners inside. That's about the only thing that I got to take care of. So that kind of works out pretty good.
You have to use liners, do you?
Well, you probably don't. Some do. I do, just because it's cleaner and it just seems like it's nicer. But some of the brokers don't even want that because I imagine they lose a little bit of honey through residue that will stick to those bags. But
that's one of the pluses, I guess, with Bee Made. They supply the barrels, so we don't have to supply them. But they're all epoxy coated, and our CFIA inspector, when she comes, she looks at that barrel and she says, do you have a food grade certificate for these barrels? No, we don't. Well, she says you'll have to get a hold of Bee Made and get them. If they can't give you one, send a note to me. I've got a copy. I can send it to you. like that's what we deal with this inspector. It's all paperwork.
So she's got
She's
it,
already got a copy of it.
Oh,
but she
yeah,
wants
she's
a copy
got
it,
from you.
but she wants
Yeah.
you to send it to her.
Yeah.
That's
But she'll
Canadian
send it to
government.
you
Yeah.
to send to her.
Oh yeah. It's
You
it's the
have
same thing as if you were to get audited, like they'll ask the same question on an audit 20 different ways,
Yeah.
20 different times. It's
It's not what
I-
they. It's not to get. It's not to get information. It's to trick you into saying something
Different.
wrong.
well, no, I think probably a little bit of that, but it also for them to fill in their time slots, their pay, like they ask the same question over and over again, but next thing you're answering the same question for 8 hours, it takes up 8 hours of their time, it's like
They're
it's mostly
Well, they're being paid.
employees.
Thing is, you're not being paid for that.
No, we're not, and we got to go through it, and
The
it's like that.
Yeah, the real trick with an inspection is you leave something for them to find,
Yeah,
something that you can correct easily.
Yeah.
And when they go through, then, this is no good, and they'll write you up, and okay, I'll look
Yeah.
after that. And
because they'll keep digging until they find something.
yeah,
Yeah, they don't get the best name out there, that's for sure. But they don't care. It's like I say, it's mostly urban people who got a government job and haven't got a clue what an agriculture business or a background really is. There's no experience there.
They only
just,
know what that book says. That
They only know what that book says, and these
They
are
don't
the
even know what the
questions
book
that they're
says
told
half
to
the time.
ask.
well, our inspector is about a 40-year-old spinster. She lives in a 1-bedroom apartment with 3 big dogs, and
Oh yeah.
You should
She's
tell her
a-
you got a friend in Quebec named Alex that you'd like to introduce her to.
Yeah.
she's a
They like
different
it a lot.
character. The one day she come for an inspection, she's walking up the walk to the door, and there's a garter snake coils across it. Okay, that's got to go. Can't have that here. Well, okay. I thought I should have put it in her car. We probably wouldn't see her again.
Got to get rid of it somehow.
That's
And
like
it's-
they're coming up there and saying, the snow, you can't have any of the snow around your honey production because it could be contaminated with like acid rain. So you can't have any of that here, right? It's like, how can I control that? I can't,
Can't have anything wood in the honey house.
I'll tell you, it must be really frustrating for our representatives who are on the Canadian Honey Council, that have to deal with them to try and get them to implement policies for the borders and stuff like that. No wonder why Ian is pulling his hair out with the triplets mite and stuff like that. Like, this is what they got to deal with, and they haven't got a clue,
So, Doug, nothing wooden in the honey house until you bring all of your bee boxes and wooden frames in.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't have anything wood in the honey house except the product is produced in wood.
Right.
Yeah, you have to use certain brands of soap. Not all soap is legal, and you can't. Well, we can't use bleach for disinfecting anything. But I know from talking to some of the other guys at different places, they got different inspectors. They can use bleach. We have to use vinegar.
Yeah, see, that's the problem I have is it's too subjective. It should
Yeah.
not be up to that person. It should not
And
be up to that person.
and it doesn't stop there. And then once you show them the plan, and then he says, "Okay, so what's your backup plan whenever this fails?" You got to have a backup plan ready to go for it. It's
You need a book. You need a book a foot thick with all your inspections in that you've done. They can go. They like paper. If you can give them lots of paper, they're happy.
Doesn't like the beekeeper said, it's hilarious to hear the Canadians talk about their government. It's like they're Americans. We do the same thing.
Let's not go there.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're not gonna
God.
go- we all have our governmental issues.
Government. It's just government.
I think you Americans got it good out there sometimes.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think so.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are gonna go down the road. Stop!
Yeah.
Stop! I'm stopping you from driving off the cliff right now.
My eyes starting to twitch.
That's the. Let's see.
You got winter there today, Brad.
Got a bit nasty. It warmed up. Got really windy. It's minus 13 now, though. Not near as bad as what you were saying. It's gonna be another round tomorrow and a lot of snow. They say not as much as what you were saying, but what are they saying? 15, 20 centimeters.
We were +5 all night, and about 9 o'clock this morning, the temperature started to drop, and we hit 90 click wind gusts in there.
Yeah.
And now tomorrow, we're supposed to get up to 40 centimeters of snow. We're right in the middle of the snow belt that's coming.
Yeah. Wow.
Blizzard warnings out.
So you're not getting that minus 45 stuff that Edmonton's getting then, Doug, or?
No, we had minus 32 on the weekend. That's the coldest we've seen. But our temperature's been
minus
up
31 here, but warmed up again.
You guys make me feel bad about getting my negative, 3?
Oh my God!
I was watching Bob's live stream. He was outside walking around, and he had his T-shirt and he had a hoodie on, and then he had his jacket on his hoodie on top. And I chuckled and I said, that's actually me dressing extra warm for like minus 30 outside. Is my jacket on top of my hoodie?
Yeah.
It did get to -6 yesterday. -6.
Yeah, we were warm. We were warmer than you were.
Yeah.
So that was my one day of winter, and now it's only going to start going up. I'm just speaking that into existence.
Well, it's been colder here than what it has been in the last several years. Like winter came early for us, and it never let up since early November. Normally, I take my bees in the 3rd week of November, and this year I had them in on the 6th of November. So it's quite the difference there. You notice that, and
yeah, I watched the weather, and I see the wave of blue coming across, and it kind of does like this, and it goes back up the coast there, and never gets down this far here. So I wouldn't mind a little bit of snow, but it would be gone very quickly here.
Are you in South Carolina or North Carolina?
South Carolina.
You're in South Carolina? Okay.
Yes, sir. Right outside of the capital city of Columbia. So we it is a weird place because where I live, I'm a couple hours to the ocean and a couple hours to the mountains, right? Like right in between them. So I could go either way. But that also has a lot of different weather implications for us, right? We get rain but not a lot of rain. I mean, it's just kind of different. It'll get really, really hot, and then it'll be fine. And then it'll get really cold, then it's right back to normal. So my weather always just kind of goes up and down all the time.
Yeah, we get a lot of fluctuations. That's our winters for us here too. It can be about up to 10 degrees sometimes, 5, 6 degrees. Like I think Friday we're going to be at 7, and then on Friday, and then by Saturday we're back down to -20.
So that's what happens here. But because it breaks the cluster so much with the bees that one day they're flying, one day they're not flying. But what it essentially is doing is making them burn through whatever stores they have faster, right? Because they're using that energy. And if it just got cold and stayed like Brad's building there, or your building, right at that 40 40F, they wouldn't be out flying as, you know. Now, Brads are, for some reason, like the cold weather this year and like to hang out on the outside of the boxes in the honey house or in the.
He just gets too many bees. He doesn't know what to do with them. He doesn't know how to store
they're
them.
just kind of packed full.
I believe that
I was-
cluster, that one cluster is definitely bigger than it was the other day. That photo you sent earlier today.
Well, the one, yeah, it was. The one has shrunk and the other one's got bigger.
Yeah, it's like the whole front
Maybe
of the
there's
colony.
drift. Maybe there's drift in the shed.
They're all drifting to hang out with each other. It's cold in here. Y'all move over.
Yeah. It was remarkable today, though. I went in there for a while, and because of this weather system we got, the barometric pressure took a real dip. And I was talking to Ian, actually. He saw exactly the same thing, that the bees were very unsettled. They were starting to kind of push out toward the entrance a little bit, and they were moving around a lot more, and some crawling on the fronts. So they certainly react to that dip in barometric pressure. They know bad weather's coming, right? Yeah, it's got pretty bad. Yep.
That's is anybody left in the house?
I don't know. I hope there's still bees in the box.
They got evicted for some. Maybe a mouse moved in and they
got
moved
voted
out.
off the island.
Oh. No, I bet you that thing is just packed solid inside too.
I did pop the plug at one point, and there was bees everywhere.
So that's
Yeah.
Could you put another box on it?
I could. Yeah. Well, I could. That's not that easy. It's not situated well to work on, and you start touching that, and they just kill you.
and just get mad.
Doug's
get
laughing.
Yeah, but compared to your last couple of years, what a blessing sight that is, isn't it, Brad?
Well, it's nice to have lots of bees, and that's what I told Ian today. We're talking about it, and I said I wish I could dig down in that box, but I don't want to die. Just
Yeah. Do you have a plan B ready to go in February to feed those bees, or is there a way you're going to be able to feed them? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an EpiPen for you, Brad. You'd be all right.
An EpiPen. I'll take a whole bucket full of EpiPens.
That's and what amazes me about that is that's a poly hive.
Yeah.
So the other one that's right next to it that has no cluster on it is like,
yeah, but there's 40, I think there's 36. I think I have 36 polyhives. So there's like 34 polyhives with no beards and 2 with beards. So the comparison between the 7 wooden boxes and the 36 polys, it's not a real good comparison.
You don't know if it's the ones you jammed all the bees from the other boxes in, do you?
Well, it's a pretty good likelihood.
we can assume that.
Because I jammed a lot of bees in there.
Yes, you did. You put a professional amount.
Yep.
That's
now
that's a box of bees for sure.
But again, they die off over the winter, and then they'll just be bees in the box in the spring. My only concern is that there's so many they might eat themselves to death. So I have to watch the feed stores. Yeah, DC, I guess that's all I can think it is, which is fine, except if there was a lot of brood when I stopped feeding them, they wouldn't have filled that in with feed, so they might be light. They'll be okay for a while, but I have to check them. January, maybe. Give them a check.
Give them a light Mr. Sugar syrup so they can lick it off of each other.
Yeah. I'll lift the box, see how heavy the box is.
That's
Was there a way you can put a front feeder in there, like an entrance for feeder? Can you get some way?
Boardman or something.
Yeah, you could kind of do that. Syrup doesn't work very well. Should be fondant or something.
Yeah, that would be better if you can't get it in the box. So is what I was thinking.
Well, I have some shims that I made for those boxes.
Oh, okay.
I can put on and put some fondant on it.
But only
How tall are your entrances?
They're about 7/8, I think.
Roll it and slide it in.
Roll it up.
Roll it up
Slide it
and
in the
slide
front
it
door.
in.
Give an enema a little suppository on the bottom.
Yep.
Yep.
I can tell it's getting late. This chat's going downhill already.
Well, it's one way of feeding them. If the bees are that full, they'll come down and take it.
Oh, they sure will. No, I've
If
got
they're
those
hungry,
feeding
they're going to
shims,
go
but I've
wherever
used
they got
those.
to go.
I've used those before. They work pretty good. I've got some fondant left here still.
Well, hell, they're on the
It's
outside. You
delicious.
raise that brick up and put the fondant on it and slice it and let it lay on top of them. They'll
Yeah,
just go into the bag and get it and come back out.
I've got the delicious fondant if I don't eat it all first. That stuff's really good.
A pound of fondant would be about the frame of honey, wouldn't it?
About a
Yeah, I don't know.
2 kilograms. At least
I
the
don't
ones
know.
that I got are 2 kilograms.
Would it compare in moisture content? Like a frame of feed is probably a good 5 pounds of feed, isn't it?
Oh yeah, at least if it's full, I would think so.
I know honey frames
don't
will
think
get
it would
5 or
be
6
like-
pounds.
Nine frames. Well, yeah, I guess it'd be up in there.
Let's see.
You're probably all right as long as they don't start to brood.
Yeah, if they're not brooding, they don't eat much at all.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Grandbabies.
Babysitting tonight.
It must be a Tuesday night thing because you were babysitting last Tuesday night too.
Could be. When my son works days or nights, and his wife, she's a geologist on the rigs. She works nights, so we get to babysit quite regular.
Well, it's a blessing though that you get to spend time with them.
Oh yeah.
All mine live everywhere else, so if I want to see them, I got to go driving. Let's see.
Yeah, they grow up on you pretty fast, eh? And they just go. My youngest just called me up telling me that she's getting married. You know, she just got engaged. So that's
Gone are the days when they ask the father for permission, right?
No. She got himself a good guy there. He came down 3 weeks ago and we're asking for the blessings, which I really appreciated. I was pretty touched by that. So, but he's still marrying my baby, my little girl. You know, is still.
People laugh. I told my daughter, my baby girl, I said, "Hey, I will be friendly with him, but we will never be friends." Right? But because if he messes up, you will always be my daughter, and I will always have to kill him. So, so it's like, yeah, we'll be friendly. Just know that he will die.
Yeah. I did that jokingly with him. He's actually law enforcement. My future son-in-law, he's law enforcement. I says, you know, you could be still just because you're law enforcement. It doesn't really matter too much because if there's a will, there's always a way. You know, there's always a way. Forensic science only gets you so far. There's still always a way. You know. And
by the time they catch up with what I'm going to do with you, I'll be long gone.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. I've met him. Well, I've met him lots of times in there. I'm happy for them.
There went the missus behind Doug. But you guys got any big plans coming up here in the next little bit?
Something going on Thursday next week. I checked my calendar. Something on. What is that?
Thursday of next week?
Yeah.
Is that Christmas?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Birth of my Savior. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
I'm patiently waiting for December 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
For the
That's
Then the
solstice.
days will start getting longer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's YouTube payday too, so that's good.
Is it? I wouldn't know. I haven't getting paid from YouTube in months.
Well, I barely know. Not going to be a very flush Christmas, even at that.
YouTube is unforgiving. Unforgiving for sure.
It's a whip.
And you guys got big holiday plans or just hanging around the house?
Oh no, we go south every year. We're heading to Mexico this year, for a
Nice.
week, a little week of sunshine.
You don't have to go all the way to Mexico to get sunshine, you know.
I know, but we want to make sure we can do it in a pair of shorts.
Florida, you can do shorts. You can do shorts in South Carolina. You'd be cold. I've seen Brad do it in Manitoba in February, so anything's Doug, what you going to be doing on the holidays?
Oh, I think all the family's here for Christmas, so we got a day in the pool booked. We've got an indoor pool across the street from us. We got a day booked for it, so the whole family will go swimming and probably turn to icicles when we come out.
I forgot. Long time ago we used to have a indoor pool down here as well, and then it didn't last very long. And then what they do here is when a business goes out, a lot of times that particular business has ended up becoming a church. They poured that pool full of concrete, and it became a chapel, the building. So it's like, okay.
My son-in-law out on his farm, he's got a real good hill. So it's an annual tobogganing day out there too.
Go out there and go sliding down. Do you guys use the little discs?
We use everything.
Anything, trash can lid, anything that'll go down the hill, piece of cardboard.
Do you bring your snowmobile to haul all the equipment back?
Yeah, we have a
That's
couple
what I
of
used to do.
sleds.
That's the Canadian way of doing things, you know.
I put the dog sled behind it, and they'd some hooks for the sleds, and they'd hop in the dog sled on the sled, and we'd haul everything right back up the hill for them.
Yeah.
Well, my Christmas will be Bob and Amy here. That's what it's going to be. Just like our Thanksgiving was. My daughter wanted us to come visit her in Tennessee, but it just came. I told her, I said, it's traditional that you go home for the holidays. It's not traditional home to come to you. So she didn't like that response, but is what it is. Let's see. Doug knows how to have fun in the snow. He has cool toys, DC says.
If you live here, you have to know how to have fun in the snow.
Yeah, if you didn't have fun in the snow about, over half the year, you wouldn't be having any fun.
Yeah.
See, that's why I hate winter so much, because I don't have a lot of outdoor fun activities in the winter. I just hate winter.
Because you don't have a heated cab.
See, I'm going to tell you what you would see down here.
If I had a heated cab.
Blowing
no
snow
snow on
doesn't
that
count as a
property.
whole lot of fun.
I'm going to tell you what I witnessed down here when we've had a little bit of snow. Pickup trucks going down the street, dragging people on stuff through the road, right? Almost like a snowboard where they're going down the road behind the truck.
Oh, of course.
Seen that. They get kind of crazy around here. Brian Cooper says it's wood shop time.
Well, that it
It
is.
It is getting wood shop time.
Well, when I go snowmobiling, my riding partner, he's 82 years old. We'll put on probably close to 100 miles every time we go out. And he never misses a beat.
82.
Yep.
That cool, eh? Wow. Good for him.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm worried about making it to 82. I'm worried about making it to 62 at this point.
I'm already there.
I'm worried
Yeah, I'm
about
the baby
making
in
it till 2 a.m.
Until 2 a.m.
Sometimes.
Corey, are you over are you over or less than 60?
I'm more. I'm plus 60,
You're in-
60 plus.
You're in
Yeah.
60 plus range.
Yeah.
So I'm the baby in this group right now. And I've got the least hair of all of us, I think. Of course, Corey's got a hat on, so I can't tell. But
no, I got a head of hair yet, thankfully.
my German relatives have rubbed off on me, and they're all like smooth scalped.
Well, I hit 77. My body says I'm 25, or my brain says I'm 25. My body says, no, you're not.
Yeah,
Your body says you're an idiot. Yeah, I know what that's like.
I literally
like 30.
I quit playing football when I was 40. And someone asked, why did I stop playing football? I said, when I play a game and it takes me until the next game to recover from my last game, it's time to quit. I mean, literally, like I'd start feeling better about Friday, and Saturday we would have a game again. I'm like, no, I'm done. I was done with that. So,
Bob, if I got up in the morning and something didn't hurt, I would think something's wrong.
You check the obituaries.
Yeah.
check the obituary. I'm not in pain today. I need to check something. That's funny.
I think that's what Red Skelton used to say, isn't it? Wake up in the morning, check the obituaries, and if he's not in there, he gets out of bed.
Yeah.
Or was that Bob Hope?
There was one comedian I heard say that when he got old, he said for fun, he would look at the obituaries and then cross-reference them with the phone book and mark them on the phone book off the obituary page. So he would find out what it was. But, you know, now we don't have phone books or really newspapers too much anymore. Let's see. I could tell the difference in my hands when I'm not getting stung. Kind of miss it. I actually took some stings on Saturday. I didn't miss it, not one bit. Because it doesn't matter what I do, how tight I have my belt, how long my shirt is, they can always find a spot somehow.
Have you pulled out your smoker yet?
Oh, yeah, I pulled it out of the box. It's sitting on the counter in there.
Okay. Well, so you're getting closer to using it then.
Yeah, it's. I actually have one out in the bee yard as a decoration, just a threat. Hey, don't make me use this. You know, I actually do like that that new smoker invention thing they came out with. I just don't like the price on it. $200 for that thing. It's too rich for my blood. So,
How much are the refills?
yeah, I don't know. That's that. I didn't hear anything on that. So, basically, it looks like the vape juice that you would buy at a vape store. I mean, it's even in the same kind of container you can buy that stuff in. So I don't know if it's just a blend that he made up himself, because you can buy all the stuff to go into it. I think it's just vegetable oil in something. My friend used to make his own juice for his vapor. It's the same thing, the same type of thing. But yeah, it looks like a good little idea. That would be something I would use, because I don't have to light it. I just pull it out and then put it back in my pocket. But I wasn't on the development team for that.
Yeah, for a couple of highs, it's probably all right. But
The Brian Coper saying the Aposalis refill is $25. What's that other one called, Mike? Do you know the new one that I'm talking about?
The one that
Charlie got bought.
Todd was demoing.
Yeah, all those guys. Oh, Todd was
Yeah.
demoing it. I didn't even know he demoed it.
Yeah, he had one for a while. He was.
But yeah, just look. I would have a holster so I could just pull it out and put it back in. Tech B, there you go, Tech B. But those
How's
things.
Todd doing these days? I haven't heard from him in a long time. Have you guys talked to
Todd
him?
really doesn't show up over here in the chat too much anymore. I don't know why, but they're doing a live stream like every other Thursday with Brian Zavada now.
Oh, okay.
And he's been on Charlie's, I think, on Friday night, or I just think it has to do with his schedule.
Well, his time change is
Yeah.
trouble too.
Yeah, so 6 o'clock here, 8 o'clock here is 5 o'clock his time. So he's just getting off work and he gets home. So it's kind of difficult. I get it. And a lot of people have bee clubs on Tuesday nights here too. So, but when I asked people what night they wanted me to start back up on it, unanimously people said go back to Tuesday night. So that's why I did. Let's see.
Ooh.
You're wrong for that, Mike.
What's that?
On you. I'm not even going to warrant that with a comment.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, we're coming up on right at 10 o'clock, and we'll go ahead and call the live stream for tonight. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us and listening to our banter and rambling, and we hope to see you again next week. If we don't see you next week, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and really enjoy your holiday and be safe. Good night,
everybody.
Good night, everybody.